It's do or die for the Dodgers in game 3 of the NLDS. We've got a big lineup shakeup. I've got the lineup that will get the Dodgers back in this series. We're going to preview this D-backs Dodgers game 3 matchup. What can they expect from Lance Lynn, from Ryan Pepiot? What is the path of victory and why the Dodgers can still win this series? What up, Dodgers Nation? D-Mac here. You can follow me on the X and Instagram at DMAC_LA. If you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe to the Dodgers Nation YouTube channel for all latest Dodgers news, rumors, live streams, highlights, and more all season long. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, hit that like button, join the party, join the most subscribed to Dodgers Nation live stream, Dodgers live stream in the game. And let me know down below, what are your predictions for game 3? What would your game 3 lineup look like? And also be sure to comment every single way throughout the show. All throughout the show, definitely drop those comments because we're going to be reading them after the segments. We have designated times to read those comments. So definitely keep firing away because I'm excited. Look, I wore my lucky Dodgers shirt. This has all the good vibes. This shirt has got me a lot of wins, and I still believe this Dodgers team can get back in this series. And I feel a lot better after what we learned yesterday. We learned yesterday that Dave Roberts did not attend the Dodgers workout at Chase Field because he was at the team hotel meeting with front office executives, with the analytics department, with all the decision makers that go and put together this lineup and the game plan together for this Dodgers team. And I think we are going to get a significant lineup shakeup that could flip this series. And look, before we get into that lineup, I just want to say this Dodgers team absolutely has a chance to win this series. This is a Dodgers team that their best is good enough. Sometimes in these series, your best isn't good enough, and that's why teams lose. The Dodgers are the talented team. They're the more talented, they're the deeper team. This is no slight to this Arizona Diamondbacks team. Everything has gone right for the Diamondbacks. The offense has performed well. They haven't expanded the strike zone. They've gotten quality from their starting pitchers. They've gotten quality from their bullpen. They held this Dodgers offense that has been historically great to just 4 runs through 2 games. Okay? That tells me that this Dodgers offense is due. That tells me that things can change. On the flip side, everything that has gone wrong for the Dodgers, right? They haven't gotten anything out of their starting pitching. Just 2 innings. The offense only scored 4 runs in 2 games. Haven't created those opportunities. Haven't gotten that big clutch base hit. So things can change very quickly in Major League Baseball. I do want to give you the numbers, though. In the history of the division series, in the 2-2-1 format, teams that lose the first 2 games at home are 2-14 in those series. The 2 teams to pull it off are the 2015 Blue Jays. That, of course, was the series where Jose Bautista had the epic bat flip heard around the world. And in 2001, the Yankees, they did it against the A's. So it's happened twice where the home team has lost the first 2 home games and gone on the road to even this series and win game 5 at their place. So it's definitely possible. I also want to point out, too, just a little fun fact here. The Dodgers actually were the very first team in baseball history, the very first team in baseball history to come back when trailing 2-0. That was the Dodgers themselves. They rebounded from a 2-0 hole to win a best-of-5 series in the 1981 MLB playoffs. But that was before the division round was officially adapted. The Dodgers, the NOS leader, the first half, they went on to lose the first 2 games. That was in Houston. And they came back to Dodger Stadium, and they were able to win 3 straight games, advance to the NLCS, where they beat the Expos, and they went on to win the World Series. So it can happen, okay? Let's put those good vibes out there. And I think the biggest key is going to be a lineup change. I'm going to give you my lineup that I think will win this game tonight, that will change this series and put the Dodgers in a good place to gain some momentum and get back in this one. But I want to read some comments here. We got the Derek Jeter flip. Yeah, absolutely. Of course, the flip. Great job there by Derek Jeter. Hi, D-Mac. What up, Craig Osterberg? They need Cole Tucker back. We got Tabari rocking with us down below. Lance Lynn will be good, but not sure if I trust the rookie Ryan Pepiot after what Miller did. That's from back-to-back Nate. We got Sit Outman and start Kike in center field. That's from Roy Estrada. We got Bobby Jenkins. It don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing, sung by Ella Fitzgerald and Louise Armstrong. That's my first little comment of the day. I like that one right there. We got the infamous El Guapo D-Mac. The Dodgers haven't shown anything, though. They haven't, and that's why you should feel somewhat encouraged because it is only up from here. But let's get into this lineup. Now, I want to play a clip from yesterday where Dave Roberts spoke to reporters. And you'll notice he's not in uniform. He's in his hotel. And that is because there was a lot of meetings yesterday. It felt like that they really wanted to get a game plan together to shake things up, to give this Dodgers the best chance to come back in this series. Here was Dave Roberts on a potential lineup shakeup.
Yeah, I think it's something I'm going to think about tonight. I've thought about it today. There is that balance of, looking at it at it's only 2 games, but the other part of it is, that sense of urgency, because this is do or die now. And so I do love the at-bats Kike has been taking, and kind of trying to figure out if, changing the lineup a little bit as far as structure makes sense. But it's something I'm certainly contemplating, and I'll decide ultimately tomorrow. But yeah, that's a great thought. Yeah, Juan, I have thought about it. I think it's I think the simple answer is getting Mookie and Freddie going. But there's still other guys in there that potentially that bleed into Freddie and Mookie that could open some things up for them too. Some situational at bats. I think it's still a collective team effort that has to be for us to be sustainable, throughout the rest of the postseason, and obviously to win a ball game tomorrow. So I think for me, it's everybody. We all got to be accountable to being better with the team offense.
So that gets me excited. The fact that they are going to change this lineup. And the first thing I want to point out is that if the Dodgers do make a change this lineup, it's going to go against analytics, right? It's going to have righties in there against right-handed pitchers. And this is a Diamondbacks team that's a heavy right-handed pitching staff and bullpen, and it's going to defy that. You're not going to see the lineup that has been their best offensive lineup this year, where you have David Peralta in left, James Outman in center, Jason Hayward in right, and Mookie Betts playing second base. You are not going to see that because, look, it has not worked, okay? And you can't wait until game 6 to change your lineup, right? It's a 5-game series. If you are going to make a change, you have to do it now, because if you don't do it now, it could be a cold and bitter winter, right? We clowned the Padres because of the season they had. Well, right now, the Dodgers, they have the same amount of postseason wins as the San Diego Padres. And to avoid embarrassment, to stave off elimination, you have to beat this Diamondbacks team. I absolutely think that a shakeup was necessary. It's better late than never. And I think the first thing we're going to talk about is Mookie Betts. And yes, they need Mookie Betts to step up. Dave said it right there, that you need your superstars to come through. Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman. And Mookie has pressed the snooze button maybe after August and hasn't woken up, right? But hey, I'm looking for Mr. October, not Mr. August from Mookie Betts. I'm looking for my $365 million man to do more than 6-4's last 44 in the postseason, dating back to the 2021 NLCS. I'm looking squarely at Mookie Betts and his at-bat quality, where you've seen him chasing at pitches out of the zone, where you see him missing pitches. I think Mookie has to make a statement because, look, Mookie hasn't come through in the postseason enough in the last 2 seasons. And I think this is going to be a big night for Mookie Betts. And let's get into my lineup. I'm going to drop this lineup on you that I think is going to win this game for the Dodgers if the pitching can at least just give them solid. Give them solid to average. Good would be nice, but this is an offense going up against Brandon Pfaadt, who's not an ace-level pitcher, right? The Dodgers can have their way with Brandon Pfaadt. I'm going right field, batting in the 1 hole, Mookie Betts. Mookie hitting leadoff. Freddie Freeman at first base in the 2 hole. And then the first big change, I'm going JD Martinez batting in the 3 spot instead of Will Smith. I got Will Smith moving down in the order. Yes, he had a really good game 1. I had him as one of my MVPs for this series. I thought he was going to have a big series. He hit a triple in game 1, but other than that, has had some bad at-bats, hasn't performed as great of late. If you look at the month of September, Smitty hit 203, had a 656 OPS, and his last 49 games of the season, Smitty had a 671 OPS, okay? it's time to move Will Smith down in the lineup. It's time to give JD Martinez, who has been one of the best postseason hitters of his generation, a guy who's hit the only home run for the Dodgers this series, an opportunity to get more at bats. You need a professional, seasoned, experienced postseason hitter in JD Martinez in that spot. And I think that's absolutely the right move, because JD Martinez is someone who's come through time and time again. He's someone who looks locked in. Didn't love his at bat there in the bottom of the first inning with runners on first and second. Goes down those 3 pitches, but still, he's someone you can trust, give you a great at bat. And I think that he's someone who also wants to get paid. So all the incentive in the world to come through tonight. So I got Mookie batting leadoff, Freddie batting in the 2-hole. The 3 spot, the first change is JD Martinez inserted into the 3-hole in place of Will Smith. And I still think Will Smith is going to have an opportunity to have a big game, but I think it's going to take some pressure off Will Smith and allow him to have some more success. Because let's not forget, too, Smitty's behind the dish trying to catch a Lance Lynn, trying to catch a rookie pitcher in Ryan Pepio. Navigate your way through this pitching staff. So let's take a little bit of the stress off him offensively and throw him down in the lineup. So batting in the cleanup spot, I got Max Muncy. So I still got Max Muncy batting cleanup there at number 4. I think that's something where you want to see a little lefty righty in there. And I think Muncy is someone who didn't have his best game in game 2, did not like his at-bats at times when you saw him swing at pitches out of the zone that led to a key strikeout, missing pitches, middle that we've seen him drive all season long, 94, 95 mile per hour heaters. So you want to see him improve his at-bat quality, but I still like him in the cleanup spot. And then Will Smith, I've got in the 5-hole. Like I said, looked really good in game 1, looked a little lost in game 2, has been struggling for the last 50, 55 games of the season. I still think number 5 is a spot where he can be dangerous. And then coming in at number 6, this is the first significant change, and that is I need to see Chris Taylor in the lineup. Chris Taylor batting in the 6-hole, playing left field, starting in left field over David Peralta. And I don't care if you have a right-handed starting pitcher. Okay, Chris Taylor is someone who has the ability to come through in the postseason. He is a sunglasses player. You got sunglasses players in the postseason. What is that? That is a player where when the lights get bright in October, they don't freak out. Game doesn't speed up for them. The game actually slows down a little bit. And instead of freaking out when the lights get bright, they put on those sunglasses and they just play it cool. They go out there and perform, and they go out there and produce. If you look at Chris Taylor, his last 16 postseason games, a 280 batting average with a 951 OPS. Okay. 2017, an 889 OPS during that run where you saw him batting leadoff, where you saw him hit a home run on Dallas Keuchel to start the 2017 World Series. Then in 2018, he had 853 OPS during that postseason run. Also, last 36 games of the season, he's hitting 295 with an 827 OPS. So, 1, he's had consistent success in the postseason. Check. 2, he's had success of late. You saw him inserted into game 2. He drew a critical walk. So the at-bat quality was good there. So I like Chris Taylor batting in the 6th hole, starting in left field. I want to see Taylor's very own. This is a guy who hit a walk-off in a wild card game when he was 8 for his last 72. This is someone who had a 3 home run game in the NLCS in 2021 to help the Dodgers stay alive in that series. This is someone who had a home run to start the World Series in 2017. Throw out the analytics. Sometimes you need gamers. Chris Taylor is a gamer, not just offensively. We've seen him save games and change games defensively. Diving catch 2018 NLCS against the Brewers. So I got Chris Taylor batting in the 6th hole instead of David Peralta. David Peralta, good player, had a double in game 2. Going up against his old team. But I think what I'm looking for is the upside in the slug. And yes, Peralta hit a slug, but if Chris Taylor runs into one, you're probably looking at a bomb. You're probably looking at CT3 going for extra bases. And I'm looking for the slug. What do I always say? If you want the dub, you've got a slug. And Chris Taylor, I think, has the possibility of doing that more and the potential to do that more than David Peralta. And then batting 7th. This, to me, is the big one. I need to see Kike Hernandez in that starting lineup today. Kike Hernandez better be starting tonight. I want to see Kike Hernandez starting at second base, batting in the seventh hole. Kike Hernandez is a special player in the postseason. He's caught fire in the past. The last time we saw him in 2021 for the Red Sox, he was outstanding. We've seen him have his big moments for this Dodgers team in the postseason. Look no further than 2017 when he had 3 home runs at Wrigley Field to send the Dodgers to their first World Series since 1988. You saw the game-tying home run he hit in Game 7 off A.J. Minter that led to the Cody Bellinger game-winning home run later in that game. Kike Hernandez is someone who throw out the analytics, throw out the averages, throw out everything he's done of late. When the lights get bright, Kike Hernandez shows up. I want to see Keektober tonight in Arizona. And then on top of that, he's had a lot of success of late. Kike Hernandez in Game 2, he put together 2 of the best at-bats in that game. Bases loaded, he came through, worked the count, took some pitches, was able to get himself an infield single. So he's seeing the ball well right now. I like where the at-bat quality is. And if you look at 71 career postseason games for Kike Hernandez, 71, that's not a small sample size, okay? That's not a small sample size. That is a significant chunk right there. He has a 891 OPS in 71 career postseason games. That's really, really good, okay? That's almost 900 on 71 career postseason games. And then you look at his last 32 postseason games, he's hitting 345 with an OPS of 1,096. An OPS north of 1,000 in his last 32 postseason games. If you look at his last 13 postseason games, he's hitting almost 400. He's hitting 396 with 1,203 OPS, a 1,203 OPS in his last 13 postseason games. My big question is, why did it take so long to get Kike Hernandez in the starting lineup if that's what we see tonight? Why did you trade for Kike Hernandez if you weren't going to give him an opportunity to step up and have an opportunity in October? D-Mac thinks everyone is a Mr. October. I do not, actually, but these guys have a proven track record. I bring my facts to fight, and I gave you evidence right there, because that actually is a good segue, because if you're trying to have the debate as to why it should be Kike and Chris Taylor over David Peralta and Jason Hayward, Jason Hayward during his postseason career, 42 career games, is a 149 batting average with a 447 OPS. Okay, not a sunglasses player. Okay, lights get bright offensively, hasn't produced. Okay, David Peralta has had minimal experience in the postseason, less than 30 plate appearances. Okay, also, we've never seen these guys come through for the Dodgers in the postseason. Okay, we've never seen that one big hit, that big home run, that big play from Hayward, David Peralta. These guys are new. Okay, let's go with the guys we're familiar with. Let's go with the guys that we've seen have success in Dodger blue, playing for this franchise on a big stage. Kike and Chris Taylor have shown us that. Hayward and Peralta have not. Now, after Kike Hernandez, I've got James Outman. And I know it has not been a good series for James Outman, but I still think he's dangerous. I still think he has the potential to run into one. I still think that he's a streaky player that, playing on the road without the pressure of 50,000 Dodgers fans bearing down at you at all times, I think that he has a chance to perform better. I could see him having a breakout game. I could see James Outman having success batting down the lineup. And I also think you still need to see his defense in center field. One way you could go is you could throw Kike Hernandez in center field instead of James Outman. I still like James Outman in center field. I still like him batting in the 8-hole. I like him batting in the 8-hole. I could see him having a nice game, because think about James Outman. The second you start to count him out, the second you start to say, okay, this guy doesn't have it, this guy is a 7th round pick, he has the caveman swing, that's when he wows you. That's when he impresses you, because he's someone that he is adaptable. He's someone that he embraces coaching, and I know that he's going to do everything in his power to try to have success tonight. So I got James Outman there batting 8. And then batting 9th, I've got Miguel Rojas. And offensively, the best you can hope for from Miguel Rojas is a couple of hits. Give me a base hit. Give me a single. I mean, offensively, he has looked a lot better as the year has progressed. And most importantly with Miguel Rojas is you're getting the defense. I've seen some people out there suggest maybe you throw Kike Hernandez at shortstop, in place of Miguel Rojas? I'd say no. One, Miguel Rojas this series, Miguel Rojas has had one Lito DMAC for bench coach. Hey, I'm going to submit this lineup. I'm going to just submit this lineup to Andrew Friedman and Major League Baseball and Dave Roberts. Say, okay, don't even look at it. Just submit this lineup and get the dub. Okay. I would love to be a base coach, though. Love to be a bench coach as well. But getting back to Miguel Rojas, why I still need him in there is elite defense. Top 5 shortstop defensively, minus 12 defensive runs saved. You need that sure-handedness. You need a glove-first shortstop, especially with Max Muncy on the left side. I don't want to lose Miguel Rojas' defense. And then also, Miguel Rojas is one of the only guys that has hit consistently this series. He has 2 hits. He has a hit in each game. He's got 1 for 2 in each game so far. You haven't seen the strikeout, so he can also put the ball in play. So I love Miguel Rojas. I'm not taking him out of my lineup under any circumstances. He is someone who is absolutely crucial. He's absolutely pivotal to this team's success. And he's also picked it up of late, too. I mean, he's someone that has had so much more success as the year has gone along. And you're not paying Miguel Rojas for his bat. You're paying him for his glove, and he's doing that at an elite level. So that is my lineup right there. That is a lineup that I feel is a winning lineup that shakes things up. What are the big changes? You change the 3-hole. JD Martinez compared to a Will Smith, right? Look at down the lineup. You got a Chris Hale, you have a Kike Hernandez. That's going to change things. I have 100% confidence that this Dodgers team is going to find a way to score runs tonight. I have 100% confidence tonight that this Dodgers team is going to be able to generate runs for, if no other reason. And one thing I'm looking forward to is I'm looking forward to those gray Dodgers uniforms. I'm looking forward to those road grays. Why is that? Because that means the Dodgers will be batting first. That means the Dodgers will be batting in a 0-0 game. And one of the big keys to this game is scoring more runs than the Diamondbacks. And so far this series, the Dodgers have not had one plate appearance where they're not trailing. Down 6-0 after the first inning in game 1. Down 3-0 after the first inning in game 2. They are not going to step to the plate having to press, having to try to get it all back in one swing. I think from a mindset standpoint, an approach standpoint, that's why you've seen some uncharacteristic at-bats. That's why we have seen some expanding of the zone in key spots. That's why we have seen Mookie Betts swing at what Dave Roberts said was pitchers' pitches. You want to work that count. You want to force these pitchers to throw strikes and throw strikes that you can drive, and they have to get back to what they do best. But JD Martinez, you guys know, when we signed JD Martinez, that 1-year, $10 million deal, I was so excited that I couldn't even get home to do that video. I did that video from a parking lot, right? And the reason was not what he could do in the regular season. He still had a great regular season for the Dodgers, an 893 OPS with 33 just dingers, 27 doubles. He also had 103 RBI, but it was what he was capable of doing in the postseason for this team. In the postseason, JD Martinez, 5 years, 9 series, 136 plate appearances, a 1,006 OPS. Okay, we are talking about one of the best, most clutch players in the postseason. The Dodgers should have that in the 3-hole tonight. If they don't, I'm going to be furious. I'm pounding my fist right down here. Give me JD Martinez in the 3-hole. They need it. It's going to change the series, especially last year. Justin Turner, the guy who replaced that DH spot, JT, 6 for his last 46 in the postseason. JD Martinez ain't going 6 for 46 in the postseason. No way. He can go up there without a bat, find a way to do better than that. That's how good of a hitter JD Martinez is. So I love that lineup. I'm excited about the possibility of this team going out there and having success with this group. And like I said, really the big key for me is that this would go against analytics. So anyone out there saying, oh, the Dodgers analytics this, the Dodgers analytics that, look, you are going against that with the right-handed hitters going against righties in Chris Taylor and Kike Hernandez. So let's go with the guys that got us there. But look, this team has to score runs. There's no doubt about it. This team needs to do better than just 2 runs. Okay, that is not going to cut it. But you're still going to need a solid pitching performance from Lance Lynn. And are the Dodgers going to get that? Let's talk about that right now, because Lance Lynn is going to be on the bump for the Dodgers. And would it be funny? How funny would it be if Lance Lynn was the guy that totally changed this season for LA, the guy that everyone freaked out about. Should he even be on the DS roster? You talk about the 44 home runs. You talk about the struggles he's had at times. But Lance Lynn is someone where if he's on, he's filthy. And we're going to talk about if he can get it done and what the plan is for him. But first, Lance Lynn, he spoke to reporters yesterday about his mindset heading into this start, about how they're going to use him, about how he can be effective. Here, give a listen to Lance Lynn about his Game 3 start in the NLDS.
No, I mean, when it's all said and done, when you take the ball, you try to go get outs, give your team a chance to win. But you know what's on the line. You lose, you go home. So we got to come out, play better as a team, and try to win a ball game. No, I mean, in the playoffs, they give you the ball. No matter where it's at, you take it, and you go get as many outs as you can until they take it from you. Just the opportunity to play in the playoffs is why you play the game. So I'm getting that opportunity. Hopefully I get a chance to help the team win, get back in the win column so we can try to make this a series. I'm in a good spot, so I'm looking forward to showing out on the biggest stage. During the regular season, there's different things that are needed, different starts. Like I said, in the postseason, when they give you the ball, you go get as many outs for as long as you can, and that's the only thing that matters. There's no save in anything, so you're just trying to make pitches, make quality pitches, and not let them score. It's that simple. Dave wanted me to know that, hey, in the postseason, we don't need you to throw 100-plus pitches and all that. We just need you to get as many quality outs as you can.
So it is Lynn or die, Lynn or go home, okay? And Lance Lynn, I think he feels like the right guy in this situation. And we're going to talk about his start, but let's dive into some of your comments before we do. We got Lynn, strong emoji. We got BC says dead man walking. I don't know about that. We got Reptile who says going to see a dominant performance tonight. And then let's head over to your comments about the Dodgers lineup. Daniel Macy, what up, Daniel? He says 1 Mookie, 2 Freddie, 3 JD, 4 DMAC. Okay, that's a fire take. I'll go out there. Maybe I'll just try to lean into one, get hit by a pitch. I'm down. Taking more pitches than the Shark Tank judges. But Alonzo, Doug, what's your take on Dave Roberts? My take on Dave Roberts simply is that he expertly navigated game 2 as far as how the bullpen was laid out. And that's one of the reasons why I have confidence that if you give this team a lead, that Dave Roberts press the right buttons in game 2. I have confidence that he's going to press the right buttons in game 3. But guess what? My opinion of Dave Roberts is he was not someone that go out there and swing the bat. He can't make Mookie Betts hit. He can't make Freddie Freeman hit. He's not the reason why Freddie Freeman and Mookie Betts have gone 1 for 13 in this series. Freddie Freeman has talked about how he doesn't like where his swing is at the moment. So he needs his offense to come through. And I do think change of scenery, going on the road, I think they're going to be a little loose. I think they're going to ease up. I think that the tension in that stadium, the tension, the atmosphere, it's palpable. And I think that it permeates the players at times. And I think on the road, a little bit of a me against the world, even though there'll be a tons of Dodgers fans there, I think you're going to be loose. I think you're going to see the script flipped. I think it's going to be some role reversal there where there's pressure on a young and inexperienced Diamondbacks team where it's like, okay, you really think you can beat the Dodgers? You're really going to beat the Dodgers? This big, bad lineup, you're going to do it? Let's see it. Because don't let the Dodgers get hot. I said it yesterday. Do not let the Dodgers get one. If you let the Dodgers back in this series, I think they win this series. And I'm confident they're going to win tonight. I know it sounds wild, but like I said, if the Dodgers play to their best, play to their strengths, play to their talent level, they're a better baseball team than the Arizona Diamondbacks. I have seen people out there compare this to the Braves series in 2020. I think there are some key differences. 1, shorter series. 2, you're not playing on consecutive days. Remember, because of COVID, they were playing every single day, and I think that helped the Dodgers the longer that season went because they had more depth. And then the Braves, they weren't setting up their pitching like they wanted to. This series, the Diamondbacks have set up their pitching like they wanted to with their 2 aces, their 2 frontline starters pitching 4 of these 5 games with these days off in between. So there are some advantages that the Diamondbacks have, but I think all in all, want to see Dave Roberts light a fire under this team. And I think it starts with, him going to that hotel, him meeting with the front office, them going a different direction. And yes, it's just 2 games, but hey, you don't get a 6-game series, right? It's do or die already. Baseball can come at you very fast. So let's keep reading these comments here. We got Lynn. It's all on Dave Choketober Roberts. That's from Lynn Denver. We got Daniel Macy put D-Mac in line. We got Boomer Assassin. How about Pepio instead of Dinger Lynn? We're going to get into that right now. We got good move. This is Guichme. Good move pulling JD Martinez in the 3 spot. He's been the most productive postseason bat on the team. Yeah, I just want to point out that this is not an official lineup. This is a lineup I hope we see, but I do think that it has to be JD Martinez in the 3 hole. But Tommy Moore says Roberts has no dog in him. He needs to fire up the team. Let's go Dodgers. Guichme over on YouTube sounds like Roberts and the front office had a crisis management meeting at the hotel. It does feel like that they realize that something needs to change. And based on what they've seen in the first few games, I'm sure they're looking at the at-bat quality of a Jason Hayward, of a Peralta, the at-bat that Kike Hernandez did have, and Chris Taylor. So I agree. Diane Schroeder, the fairy godmother of the Dodgers Nation live streams, is in the house. Shout out to Diane Schroeder. By the way, if you have not yet, hit that like button for your Los Angeles Dodgers. If you want to see them win tonight, hit that like button. Also, if you're not subscribed to the channel, be sure to do so. We're doing giveaways all postseason long. We're going to start a new one this week, so be on the lookout for that. I actually have a rally towel giveaway I can do giveaway too. That'd be kind of cool. Maybe I'll give that away later in this show. I'm gonna do a giveaway on the spot. The rally towel they gave up, we're gonna give that away to someone in the comments later, Jordan, and we'll figure out someone. It's a giveaway, so I didn't pay for it. You know what I mean? I'm giving away, I'm regifting essentially, but still, I'm sure someone out there wants it, right? But so stay tuned for that, guys. But let's dive into Lance Lynn, because I got some. What up, Joel Rodriguez? What up, Raul Jr., Cassian, Outman, JD Martinez? We got High D-Max. So yeah, let's jump into this start here with Lance Lynn, because Lance Lynn made some very interesting points right there, and he talked about how he's going to be used. And it's not going to be the Lance Lynn that we've seen this year, where it's, okay, let's go as long as you possibly can. Let's be a Pac-Man pitcher and eat innings. Okay. Let's instead of going 6 or 7 innings where you're throwing 100 pitches, let's empty the clip. That's what he's going to do. Empty the freaking clip. We know that he's got that dog, but tonight I want to see 2 wolves inside of Lance Lynn tonight. Okay. This is someone that has the stuff to still be effective. His stuff is the same stuff we've seen that had a 16 strikeout game. His stuff is the same stuff that we've seen have really good games for this Dodgers team. Now, you've already seen him lower that ERA. He had an ERA of almost 7 with the White Sox. With the Dodgers, he lowered that to a 4.36 ERA. He did allow 16 home runs. He did serve up 44 dingers. That was the most given up by a pitcher in over a dozen years. Okay, it was tied for the 6th highest total in Major League Baseball history. So you want to see him keep the ball in the yard as much as possible, but I'm very interested to see what Lance Lynn looks like when he's not going out there to try to pace himself for 5, 6, or 7 innings. When it's just to say, okay, let's go 3 innings. 3 innings, go through that lineup maybe one time, and then if you're in trouble in a situation and then Dave Roberts comes out, maybe you see a Caleb Ferguson or an Alex Vesia put out a little fire, and then you go to Ryan Pepio and you give him a clean start. And I see people out there, Pepio over Lance Lynn. It's an interesting conversation. The conventional wisdom would say, why not go with the player that's been essentially your best pitcher for over a month in Ryan Pepio? Ryan Pepio, more Pepio in his Stepio since he returned. A 2.14 ERA in 42 innings of work, 38 punch outs to 5 walks. Those are great numbers, but he's also an unknown. Okay. We all thought Bobby Miller was going to pitch well. I still think Pepio is in a good spot where you give him a soft landing with a clean inning, hopefully a lead. I think he's going to go out there and have success, but I still think Lance Lynn makes the most sense. You don't want to throw a rookie out there in his first postseason start on the road with the team down 0-2. That's a lot to ask. And I still think Pepio is filthy, but Lance Lynn is someone, he can't get it going. I mean, this guy has an arsenal of pitches. He's someone that if it's going right with Lance Lynn, you're seeing him mix it up. You're seeing him use that four-seam fastball up in the zone on the corners. You see him use that cutter specifically, almost exclusively to lefties on the inner half. You see him go with that sinker to righties up in the zone. You're seeing him get chase with that curveball to righties out of the zone. Changeup, slider. This guy has a full arsenal of pitches, and when he avoids the heart of the plate and he's working on the edges, he can still be effective. Lance Lynn, if you look at his spin, if you look at his whiff rate, he has a 69, he's in the 69 percentile when it comes to whiff rate. Okay, that's really, really good. Only issue is lately the strikeouts haven't been there. He's striking out 17.2% of the batters since he joined the Dodgers. But I still think with a Lance Lynn, where you're not asking him to go 6 or 7, you're asking him to go 3. I think he's going to go empty I think he's going to absolutely empty the clip today. I think he is not going to leave anything out there on the mound. That big pile of dirt out there in Arizona, he likes it. He thinks it's a place he likes to pitch. So I think that with Lance Lynn, there's a really good chance tonight. I think Lance Lynn, I'm going to plant my flag. I think Lance Lynn's going to impress. Maybe gives up a run, but I don't think he's going to get absolutely chased. I just don't see it. I think that Lance Lynn has a waiting for this moment. I think you have to you can't underestimate the intangibles with Lynn, and he's someone that can be effective. Now, when he struggles, if he's struggling, you're going to see a missing glove side. A lot of glove side with that cutter, with that four-seam fastball, with that slider. So look for his command early on. Get chased with that four-seam fastballs up and away to lefties. Curveball, like I said, down away to righties. He's going to use everything in his repertoire. Since he joined the Dodgers, he's cut down on that cutter. Used to be his bread and cutter. Not the same this way. Now it's exclusively used against lefties. That sinker, he's going to go with that against righties. So I'm feeling confident about that pitch mix. And the big key, though, here's the number one key, is will the Diamondbacks chase? That's the big question, because will the Diamondbacks chase at Chase Field? Because the Diamondbacks have not chased this series. They've been very disciplined at the plate. They've been making the Dodgers pitchers throw strikes. And if they're not chasing, can he get strikes in the zone? Will he be able to challenge hitters with his stuff and get some swing and miss, get some foul balls, put hitters away? Because Bobby Miller, he struggled with breaking ball command, right? He struggled to put hitters away with 2 strikes. Can you get the chase on the edges? That's going to be the big key. And I think that Lance Lynn, when it comes to horizontal movement, he's got it. He's definitely got it. If you look at his curveball, 4.2 inches on that curveball horizontal movement. That's elite. That's elite territory. So look for him to use that nasty curveball. I think this is the night where the Diamondbacks are going to start chasing. I do. I think you're going to see more chase because of that horizontal movement. They've had a good game plan, but can you continue to execute? Like I said, above average strikeout rate for Lance Lynn, 69th percentile whiff rate. It's just about missing barrels. Can he miss barrels? Can he avoid a big inning going up against a Corbin Carroll, a Marte, a Tommy Pham, some of these big hitters, a Moreno? Can he keep the ball in the yard? Now, if he can locate, he's going to be just fine. He just has to avoid big mistakes. Big mistakes. Because look, this is the thing. People act like hitters always take advantage of mistakes. Sometimes look at Max Muncy. I mean, you see pitchers in the zone, it leads to a foul ball, but you don't talk about it. It's limiting those mistakes, trying to get that command. This is someone who's been on the big stage for a long time. Okay, Lance Lynn is a guy, he's finished top 3 in the Cy Young. He's been an all-star. This is not some Johnny-come-lately pitcher that's just rolling out of bed and getting his first big opportunity. He has pitched in the postseason to varying degrees of success. But this is someone who's been on the big stage. This is someone who, when he was at Brownsburg Little League in Brownsburg, Indiana, competed in the Little League World Series in 1999. So I feel like Lance Lynn's going to have a solid start tonight. I want to know from you, though. Let me get your predictions. Do you think Lance Lynn's going to have a good start? I think Lynn tonight, that you're going to see at least 4 strikeouts. 4 strikeouts for Lance Lynn. Then goes at least 3 innings. The interesting question I have, though, is we know the plan's probably Lance Lynn to Ryan Pepio. It's all hands on deck. You got a complement of bullpen weapons available at your disposal. But if Lance Lynn is cruising and he has it, do you want to let him go batter for batter after going through the lineup one time? Do you want to see him in the 4th or 5th inning? Because stamina-wise, this guy's built up. Okay, Lance Lynn is built up. This guy, he's got that dog. I want to see 4 strikeouts and probably 5 FUs going off the mound. I want to see some F-bombs going off the mound from Lance Lynn. I want to see him compete with that dog. He's got it in him. I'm telling you, put your faith in Lance Lynn, because I do think that he's going to give this team at the very least a chance to win. So I want to go to the comments right here, get some of your takes on Lance Lynn. We got D-Mac Jr. What up, son? Should you be in school right now? You're truant. 11:05. I don't know. Mom wrote you a pass or something, but he called in sick. Lynn is coming in hungry. Lynn is coming in hungry. Yeah, Wolf. He's hungry. Pac-Man pitcher, baby. Bob Nightingale. If you want the sun, you've got to slug. There you go. Where's our shoey? No shoey. Got to win. We got to win with the shoey. We get the win tonight. I'm doing a shoey tomorrow. I got you. Shuhei Otani. Alonzo J. Soto. I like I like D-backs will chase. Okay, let me proofread this for you on the spot. I got you, my guy. They smell the blood, so hopefully they swing and miss all night. That's a great point, Alonzo. They're so close to pulling off this upset. Do they break some of their habits? Do they regress a little bit and start to chase? I think it's a great point because, yeah, closeout games are difficult. Closeout games are very hard, especially if you don't win tonight, if you're the Diamondbacks, game 4, you got Clayton Kershaw. Game 4, you have a Dodgers offense that probably gained a lot of confidence in game 3 because they won because of it that way. And then you really start to get nervous about game 5 on the road. So that's a really, really great point right there. And then we got Zella Zoom, who comes in after Lynn. I see 2 possible piggybacks if he doesn't go deep into the game. He doesn't need to pitch 6 or 7 innings. He needs 3 to 5 clean innings. Yeah, I mean, I said a few minutes ago, but you're going to go Lynn to Pepio. The only question is, does Lance Lynn finish a 3rd or 4th inning, or does he get in trouble in the 3rd or 4th inning and you use one of your lower leverage guys? I mean, if it's a high leverage spot, you might have to go to a Shelby Miller, right? You might have to go to a Joe Kelly, a Brusdar Graterol. We saw Brusdar come in for Bobby Miller early in the game. All things are possible based on the matchups, but ideally you're saving some of those higher leverage guys for later in the game. And it's going to be very interesting to see how they'll try to deploy their bullpen and their bench guys, which they haven't really done this series. But I think what you're going to see is you're going to see Lance Lynn and then ideally a Vesia or Ferguson to clean up an inning. And then you give Ryan Pepio the ball to start the 4th, 5th, or 6th. Have him go as long as he can, as hard as he can, be as effective as you possibly can. And then you finish the game strong. We know what that's going to look like ideally. You're going to see a heavy dose of a Brusdar Graterol, Joe Kelly, Ryan Brazier, who gave that home run to Gurriel. That definitely hurt some momentum, but he's been phenomenal. And then get the ball to Fireman Phillips to end the game, escape with a dub, and you're right back in this series. So that's the plan right there. The big question is, how will Ryan Pepio handle it? Will Lance Lynn be effective? Will the Dodgers give these pitchers some run support that they've lacked all season long? So it's going to be very interesting to see the chess match tonight. I think it's going to start long before the game when the Dodgers do release their lineup. But I feel like Lance Lynn is going to pitch well. I also think the Dodgers are going to have the pitching advantage tonight. I think that you're going to see Brandon Pfaadt out there for the Diamondbacks. I think that Torey Lovello is going to have a short leash on him. And I think that's going to change depending on his effectiveness. But I think that if they're in a situation where he doesn't have it early, you could work your way into this bullpen for the Diamondbacks, try to do some damage, and then you're seeing a Merrill Kelly and a Zach Gallen for the second time. Will they be able to keep that up and have that same success? So I'm very confident in the Dodgers' ability. Like I said, teams that have lost their first 2 home games, are 2-14 in NLDS series. Has not happened. Blue Jays, they beat the Rangers in 2015. Batista's bat still probably up in the air somewhere getting flipped. And then 0-1, the Jeter flip, Yankees, A's. So I do think it's very possible. And you win tonight, and then you start a winning streak. And that's what you need. Okay? I want to see a win streak started tonight. We know this team is capable of being this Diamondbacks 3 straight games. It's very possible. Let's not give up on this team. You win tonight, you win tomorrow, then you got a win streak. Like the great manager in Major League, Lou Brown, said, this is the pep talk I want to see Dave Roberts give this Dodgers team after they get back in this series.
All right, you guys, let's listen up. We won a game yesterday. And if we win one today, that's 2 in a row. We win one tomorrow, that's called a winning streak. It has happened before. So let's see some hustle. Let's jack it up a little. I got a feeling things are about to turn around.
Shout out to my guy, Lou Brown. Let's start that winning streak. Okay, let's start that winning streak. Okay, it can start tonight. Get inspiration from Lou Brown. Get inspiration from Major League. Lou Brown, of course, he was a manager for the Toledo Blood Hens for 30 years before he took that job. Okay, this Dodgers team, they are going to have a new lineup. You're going to have the ability to get in better positions to have success tonight, and I believe it. Now, I will say, too, that failure is not an option. Tonight, you have to win. You can't get punked by the Padres last year and lose the Diamondbacks this year. What's going to happen next year? They're going to lose to the Rockies in the NLDS? You have to win. There's too much talent, too many veterans on this team to go out there sad. You can't go out sad. I don't want to see thank you fans post tonight. And I love Mookie Betts. Mookie Betts is one of my favorite players of all time, right? Right up there with Raul Mondesi, right up there with Sean Green, right up there with Ken Griffey Jr. and Matt Kemp and some of these. My guy Matt Kemp is actually chilling here. Got a big head, big dome, big face for TV, right? Mookie Betts is in that category for me, but I don't want to see him smiling and joking around with the first baseman of the Diamondbacks. I don't want to see that. I don't. Okay, you got to set the tone. Okay, how's the saying? And nice guys finish what? We don't need nice guys anymore. We need guys that can go out there and win baseball games when their backs are up against the wall. And I think that this team has that. I think the talent's there. I want to see the attitude. Okay, the attitude has to change. And look, I watching this Diamondbacks team as a fan of baseball, it's kind of a joy to watch. Seeing a ton of small ball. You're seeing bunting and running. Well, the Dodgers offense is just flat and swinging for the fences and hoping that someone gets that big hit and that big home run. I don't want to see that. I want to see that if things aren't working, you go to your plan B quick. You go to your plan C quick. Okay. I want to see better at bats. I want to see them taking pitches. I want to see them working counts, doing what's made this Dodgers team great, doing what won you 100 games. So, yeah, we cannot see another failure in October tonight. We cannot see it. This cannot happen. Okay. To me, it'd be a organizational failure. It would be a managerial failure. But guess what? We are not going to write the Dodgers obituary here because I think they're going to win. Now, what is my path to victory? Path to victory tonight. Number one, get a lead. I know it sounds simple, but like we saw from the rip today on the jump, that they have not led in this series. They have not led this series. On top of that, they have not gone to the plate without being trailing. Okay. I'm looking forward to those road Dodgers grades because that means the Dodgers are batting first, so they will not be trailing in this one. The Dodgers are 72-29 this year when they score first. They're 29-32 when they let the opponent score first. So you want to see the Dodgers have success early on the game. Give Lance Lynn a few runs to work with. Give Ryan Pepio a nice little cushion to work with. Help these high leverage relievers that have been outstanding throughout this series. Give them some much needed run support. Take some pressure off your offense. We know this Dodgers team, they are a front running team. When they get a lead, they can bury opponents. So get a lead. That's number one. Two, hit some bombs. I'd take a blowout. I'd take a slump buster. I wear my slump buster shirt today. I wear my slump buster shirt. When I'm in a slump, I put on this shirt, go to McDonald's, get a Big Mac, extra large, and then next day, somehow, some way, the world is back to being normal in a better place. So get that, just go on a bludgeon them. Absolutely smoke the snakes. I'd be absolutely okay with that. Okay. The Dodgers this season, when they've hit 2+ home runs, are 53-20. They're 86-39 when they hit one. That's very good. They hit one in game 2. They didn't win. When they do not hit a home run this year, the Dodgers are 13-24. 13-24 when they don't. And I know a lot of people out there want to see small ball, and I get it. But if you want the dub, you've got to slug. And there's a way. Both things can be true, right? You can have better at bats and see more pitches. Look at the Diamondbacks. The Diamondbacks are seeing over 4 pitches per at bat. If you want a key stat that's changing the series, over 4 pitches per at bat. The Dodgers, you're not seeing as many pitches. You're seeing some deeper counts, but they're swinging at pitches out of the zone. They're not driving pitches that they can hit. So that's a big key. Number 3, you have to get to Brandon Pfaadt. Get to Brandon Pfaadt. Make life hell for Brandon Pfaadt, right? Brandon Pfaadt is a pitcher that the Dodgers should have their way with. Okay. If Brandon Pfaadt goes out there and owns you in elimination game, then you know what? You have bigger issues. You got to do some serious soul searching. Okay. Brandon Pfaadt is someone who is a rookie. Okay. This year, a 5.72 ERA and 96 innings of work, 19 games pitched, a minus 0.4 WAR. Okay, Brandon Pfaadt is someone who the Dodgers should be able to come back with. Like I said, if the Dodgers were down 0-2 to a team with more talent, let's say they were playing the Phillies and you're going up against Wheeler and Nola, they have all that depth in the bullpen, better offensive pieces, I would not be as optimistic. And I have all the respect in the world for that Arizona Diamondbacks team, but the Diamondbacks know that their team that's playing with house money. The Diamondbacks team know that they're in a situation where they've shocked the world already. So you're going up against Brandon Pfaadt. If you can't score at least 2, 3, 4 runs against Brandon Pfaadt, I don't know what to tell you. Now, what's his mix like? You're looking at a 4-seam fastball, throws it 45.4% of the time, averaging 93.7 miles per hour. This year on his fastball, Dodgers, great fastball hitting team. And I hate to use regular season numbers a lot for the postseason. Just look at Merrill Kelly using that cutter the way he did against righties and kind of change his mix a little bit. But this year, his 4-seam fastball, he threw 731 of them. Opponents hit 325. They slugged 650. You should be able to hit that fastball. And then his second most used pitch was the sweeper. He threw it 27% of the time. That really is his best pitch. Opponents hit 180 off it. So you lay off that sweeper, the changeup. Opponents hit 409 off his changeup. He threw it 12.1% of the time. Also throws a sinker and a curveball. But you're mainly looking at a 4-seam fastball that opponents hit over 300 against, a sweeper, and a changeup. You should be able to get to him. And this bullpen, Ginkel, yeah, they have some pieces. But to me, it's more the Dodgers versus the Dodgers than the Dodgers versus the Diamondbacks tonight. To me, it's a mental game. Okay? And I think that's going to be the biggest key. So I think there's no reason why this Dodgers team shouldn't be able to get to him. So path to victory, get a lead, slug, hit some home runs, get to Pfaadt. Also, how about this? A rookie needs to step up. And what I mean by that is that's got to be Ryan Pepiot. James Outman defensively cost the Dodgers in game 1. Offensively at the plate in game 2 with the bases loaded. Couldn't draw a walk if he was blindfolded, but he ends up striking out. This has been the narrative for this team. Emmett Sheehan has been solid, gave 3 runs, but hasn't been great, right? The part of the narrative of this team has been those 9 rookie debuts this year, 16 rookies used. Can one of these rookies step up? I think Ryan Pepiot could be that guy. What Sandy Koufax used to say when it comes to getting out opposing hitters is you have to give them 1 inch of fear, right? You have to give them some fear. You have to make that batter fear you. And I think with Pepiot, it's all about confidence. I don't think Pepiot realizes how good he is. And that's no slight at him. But Pepiot has someone who has frontline stuff when he's nasty. Okay, nastier than a gas station bathroom. Nastier than a porta potty at a music festival, right? Nastier than Noah's search history, okay? That is how good he is. That's how nasty his stuff is, okay? We understand that. It's just about confidence, attacking the zone, having that changeup, bearing it, tumbling, throwing that slider with more conviction, throwing that fastball, locating that on the edges. I think that is going to be the biggest key. Can you go out there and pitch with confidence? So, look, give me a rookie to step up. That's another path to success, key to victory. And this next one, Mookie needs to be Mr. October, not Mr. August. Okay? This team goes as Mookie goes. That's just how it is. That's how it's been since he's been in Dodger blue. And if you look at the win percentage, when he scores a run, it's almost 900. When he does it in the postseason, it's around 400. That's extreme, okay? They need him to put together better at-bats because the at-bat quality has been bad. He's had multiple opportunities. Talking about runners on the corners last game, 5th inning, a little weak comebacker, right? You need more from Mookie Betts. Can we get a ball out of the outfield? Can we get a big defensive play? That's why I want to see him back in right field. Remember that play in right field, hose down the runner at third? Let's get a big play from Mookie Betts. Another big key, empty the clip with Lance Lynn. You have to have him out there getting you at least 3 innings. Give me 3 innings from Lance Lynn at the very least. 3 from Lance Lynn. Remember, it's Lynn or go home. And I want to see that. Empty the clip, go out there, execute pitches, and find a way to get hitters out. Try to get some chase. Chase with a curveball to righties. That's what I'm saying. You got to look for fastball. Just as long as he avoids the heart of the plate, I think it'd be effective. So I'm looking for a big start from Lance Lynn. Give me 3. And then 7. More expert navigating. I want to see Dave Roberts expertly navigate this bullpen. If you give me the same bullpen management that we saw in game 2, in game 3 with the lead, the Dodgers will win. I don't want to see Dave Roberts push the wrong button, because he pushed all the right buttons in game 2. He pulled the right levers. Will he do the same in game 3? Because we've seen Dave have good games in the past. No one talks about him. You only talk about the bad ones, right? We've seen game 5. That was a disaster class in 2019, the NLDS. Should have gone Kenta Maeda, right? Instead of Clayton Kershaw, right? The pitch to Rendon wasn't even that bad, but still, look, I will say, are we going to get a disciplined Dave where he's not trying to fit in any narrative? He's just trying to win the game. And I think that's going to be big too. So you do all those things, you're going to win this game. I mean, the key for the Dodgers is don't press. Don't try to, if you're trailing, don't try to get every run back with one swing. Play your game. Work the count. Don't expand the zone. Play like you played all season long, and you are going to win this game. And we are going to see a game 4. Because remember, we can't talk about game 4 until you win game 3. You can't talk about game 5 until you win game 3. So there is a path to a comeback for this Dodgers team. And I think we've laid out for you. I think there's a really good chance that with the infusion of Kike and CT in the starting lineup, with JD Martinez in the 3-hole, that you're going to go back to seeing a Dodgers team that's going to explode offensively, and then we're rolling, and then we're playing with confidence, and you're going to win. So let me know down below in the comment section. On a scale of 1 to 10, what is your I say Nando 390. I'm nervous. D-Mac, hold me. Nando, you're crazy, my man. That's a bruh. But yeah, I think for this team in general, there is a path in. We're going to be with you after the game to break things down. But let's focus on the comments, because we've got our path right there. You've got your lineup right there. You got the pitching preview. Everything is in line for this team to win, okay? Everything is in line for this team. And it's a bizarre world in Major League Baseball. It's a bizarro world. Wouldn't it be wild if Lance Lynn saved the season? Wouldn't it be wild if it was Ryan Pepiot, who missed most of the year, that ends up being the best rookie in the postseason for the Dodgers? Look, and I'm very curious to see if Lance Lynn is rolling and Dave Roberts goes out to take the ball from him. Is Lance Lynn going to put Doc in a headlock? Okay. So that's what we look for too. James Allman, I want to see him in center field. Is he going to revert those bad habits? He's kind of gotten exposed a little bit. He played like a vet in the regular season. He's played like a rookie in the postseason. Freddie Freeman, I also think he needs to be a little more aggressive as well. Freddie Freeman, 2-strike count last game. Runners in the corners, 2 outs. You have to be ready to swing the bat. Swing the bat tonight, Freddie Freeman. If that pitch was another fastball, it would have been middle of the plate or close to the top of the zone. Freddie would be swinging at it. It was a curveball that landed middle, and he's jelly-legging it, looking at it for strike 3. You can't have this. Whether it's fastball or curveball, there's going to be a high likelihood you're probably going to see strikes in those situations. So be aggressive, swing the bat if you are Freddie Freeman. But the Dodgers are not done. Of course, the runners in scoring position, that goes without saying, right? But the reality is, during a postseason series, there's always one team that isn't happy with their team's production with runners in scoring position, right? That is just kind of how it is. But you get the top of this lineup rolling again. You get better pitching. The bullpen's been great. I think Freeman, you could talk about just as much as Mookie Betts. Freeman has talked about with his swing last 6 weeks, he's been trying to tinker with his swing. He's saying his swing has been cutting off. So he's someone who in the 2021 NLCS, he was struggling, and then he got a base hit to left, and he really turned it on. So things can click back into place. So I just don't want to see the Dodgers tonight be their worst enemy by overthinking things. If guys are rolling on the mound, go batter for batter. Let them get an extra out. When it comes to pinch hitting a Colton Wong or to getting someone off the bench, I think you stay tried and true and you try to get as much offense as you possibly can. I think this offense is going to get hot. I truly believe they are. I think the Dodgers, they should try to score a bunch of runs tonight. I think that'd be pretty cool. Okay? Because this offense, they haven't looked poised. You got 2 MVPs. You got all-stars and MVPs, tons of veterans. They look like rookies out there. So That's going to do it for this episode of Dodgers Dugout Live. I'm going to focus on the comments, though. Let's do some more comments before we head out of this one and drop those predictions. Will the Dodgers win Game 3? Yes or no? If yes, why? If no, why? And then we will end on this one. We'll be back after the show, maybe a pregame show. I'm not so sure yet, but we will find out. But tonight, Game 3, do or die. Okay, like I said, the Dodgers have won as many postseason games as the Padres this year. That changes tonight, and it better. But we got to no Wong, please, from Alfonso. Joe Rodriguez, Dodgers will get walked 8 times today. Yeah, increase the walks. Take your walks. Don't expand the zone. Bob Costas is horrible. Yeah, how about Bob Costas? I love me some Bob Costas back in the day, but yeah, to say that Max Muncy was known for his defense, I don't know what he's talking about. Okay, that's a scary one right there. Do your prep, my guy. Maybe he still has that pink eye and he's not watching the game or something. I don't know. We got the JD2 homer. That's a bold. Give me your hottest take right now. Drop some bold takes. Craig Osterberg says JD2 homers. Pay them back for that game 1. Yeah, Edward. Yeah, give them a double-digit trouncing, right? Take all that momentum. Put the fear of God in this team, right? Yes, sir. The Dodgers in 2006 came back from 0-2 deficit against the Mets. It's very possible, right? I mean, give a Jose Lima like performance, right? Get Lima time. You guys remember Lima time? You saw that. And wait, but not so sure what you're talking about there, by the way. Because didn't the Dodgers got swept in that series? So, my man, that's bringing fake news to the fight right there. We got all we do is warm up for the next. They can keep winning. We got Nando. It's been a fun year. Win or lose. Thank you, Dodgers Nation and D-Mac. Hey, it won't be over, man. We need you every day. What's up about Shohei trades? But hey, the season's not over. We got Matty Dog over on YouTube. Matty Interesting. I like that. That's a cool name. Who's tonight's Dodger dog of the game? I got Muncy. You got Muncy for that Dodgers dog? Man, I want to see Kike show up. I really think it'd be special for Kike just from the narrative standpoint, the storybook standpoint. Kike gets traded back here and has a big postseason moment. I would love to see that. But I'm going to go Lance Lynn. I think Lance Lynn. Woof. I want to see I want to see 2 wolves, not just a dog. We got Edwin. Get out of that first inning, then we should see better at bats. That's from Edwin. Yeah, and also just go out there and have more success early on in the game. It's definitely going to bode well for this team's chances of winning. Boomer Assassin, if Lynn can go without giving up a dinger, we have a good chance to win. Great point right there. D-Mac Jr. Dodgers need to hurt their batters. Okay, that's a little much. I do not condone that. Victor Sanchez says Dodgers win 9-5. Dodgers fans 77-82. Yes, they are too good to be losing. Dodgers 7-2 from Edward Mendoza. Lynn goes 7 strong. I got news for you. There's a good chance the Dodgers win tonight. 7-2, I'd take that. But I don't see a world where Lynn's going 7 strong. I just do not see that. But a couple more here. We got we need a Clint Shuey. That'd be great. I'll give the bet on that. But last one here we'll do. If you want the dub, if you want a dub, you got to have the chub. Okay, Cody Beer. I'm like Ron Burgundy now, just reading stuff. Dinosaur Lynn will shove and we will win tonight. But yes, they got to win. They got to dig in. That's from True Blue Fan. But that's going to do it for this episode of Dodgers Dugout Live. See you guys after the game. Be sure to subscribe to the show. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. Hit that like button. And remember, nothing brings us together quite like Dodger baseball. And until next time, think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.